genuinely saying this to like directly to you, Tottenham, to Vinay, to whoever is going to be in charge of finding someone.
What about Ryan Mason?
No, don't want that either. Do not mess this up. Do not mess this up. Do not go and appoint a manager long term at this stage. Your focus should be us staying in the Premier League, bringing in a manager on an interim basis like a Redknapp that knows the club. Put Tottenham people back in the club because there's way too much Arsenal going on in it. I'm convinced it's an inside job at this point. Bring Tottenham people in the right positions in Tottenham, get us all back on the same hymn sheet, keep us up, okay? Thank you very much. On their merry way, they've done us a lovely job. Please God, that happens. And then you go and get Maurizio Pochettino back. If you mess this up, if you mess this plan up, Vinay and co, I will find you. Today is a good day, my guys. It's a good day, honestly. Won a good night. Didn't go to bed until about 3 o'clock. I was so angry. I was so angry.
Your head in the TalkSport studio was on Pluto. Your head was.
I put something on my story last night saying it's incredible. My head is still attached to my neck. The amount of times I've lost it. Like I didn't get home, bear in mind, until about almost 12 last night, and I was muttering, rambling to myself on the train home. People must have thought, what a weirdo. I was just so angry. I had no one to talk to.
I didn't know you wore glasses.
Yeah, I do wear glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do wear glasses.
I was thinking, is that a kind of indicator of how upset you are?
No, I do wear glasses. No, so I got home. I was like, there's no chance I'm going to sleep because I'm too enraged. Stuck Love Island on for a bit. Needed to decompress. And yeah, I couldn't sleep. I was so raging. And I genuinely was thinking to myself, I might go to the training ground today. I might go and stand outside Hotspur Way with a banner that says, get out of my club. And it wouldn't have just said Thomas Frank. It would have also said Vinay, because you're still there, idiot. Yeah, but I woke up kind of late, was going to go to the gym, was about to get ready for the gym. And then actually Flex broke the news in our group chat saying he's gone. And I was like, what, where? It was about 5 minutes to 10. And then, yeah, it was insane. And then it's been a busy day. You must be very bored of seeing my face and hearing my voice. But he's gone.
Well, this is what I was going to say. So obviously, the last I saw of you was I watched your DR Sports 9.5 minute video, immediate reaction to it, and it was brilliant. It was really entertaining. But since then, there's been obviously, like kind of once this happens, club puts some things out, other players put some things out.
Yeah.
And we'll just run through the latest now of what's been going on, because the thing that caught my eye was the whole Arsenal thing, about how apparently he's just too obsessed with Arsenal. So what it is Telegraph Sport said that one source says he was constantly going on to the players about Arsenal, and they quickly got sick of it.
Really?
Even before the game at the Emirates, he was telling them how good Arsenal were. The feeling amongst some was very much just shut up about Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean...
And then the Arsenal Cup thing as well. He's talking about the A word as well during his press conferences right at the beginning.
Look,
lost to Arsenal, lost Eze to Arsenal.
One thing I'll say, okay, is I don't know if... I want to believe this is true, but it's so outrageous if it's true. So I've like kind of taken it with a pinch of salt today that maybe someone's just trying to badmouth him. Like, because surely not. Surely you're not doing that. But the Arsenal Cup with that, he might go down as one of the most... And this is not him as a person. I would just like to, what I'm going to say, it's not him as a person. I don't know Thomas Frank. Every single person I've ever spoken to has said he's a lovely guy, whatever. I'm sure he is. But he might go down as the most hated Spurs manager in history.
Even more than Christian Gross. Remember him? That was before your time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I do remember Christian Gross.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say but it's quite strange to universally, as a fan base, all feel the same way. And when you obviously lost the away fans about 6 weeks ago, when the away fans are booing you, that's the end. Yeah. And then he's lasted about another 6 weeks, and the home fans, they're booing your name when they're reading out the team sheet. Yeah, literally, they're doing that.
You're not quite cruel, really, aren't you?
Nah, do you know what's cruel, Laurie?
That is quite.
Do you know what's cruel? Being a Spurs fan. That's what's cruel. Yeah. Life is hard enough without being a Spurs fan on top of it. And all you need is to have a manager, ideally, that says, go out there and play football, express yourself, try not to concede.
But I remember the way you lot treated Nuno. There was that famous shot.
Yeah, because I'm sorry,
when Nuno made the sub.
Yeah,
remember that? And
stupid.
there's all these guys behind him.
Do you know what?
You don't know what you're doing.
Because he didn't know what he was doing, and it's the same thing. This is the exact same as the Nuno era. Okay, we never talk about the Nuno era because it was actually so short that at least that was done and dealt with quick.
Chased him out of the club
because he shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like the same way I'm not here for this type of project. We're not a charity, all right? At this point, we are in a relegation battle. We are smack bang in it, okay?
Yeah,
and I shouldn't be happy because that is the harsh reality of the situation. But this club, and I said it last night, we've got 12 days to save this football club. You've got to put someone in there that is Spurs. So my pick would have been Harry Redknapp. And I know lots of people say, but he's been out of work a long time. It doesn't matter. If the guy can manage, the guy can manage. And I know I'm going to compare it to Celtic. And people say, well, it's not the SPL.
But was Harry good for relegation battle though?
Harry is exactly what we need.
Really?
You need to have someone that comes in, can put an arm around these players, give them a bit of a boost, give them some confidence, knows the club, loves the club, did wonders at the club as well, might I add. Will bring in staff and his backroom staff that also have our ex-players or, that know what it means to play for Spurs, because that's definitely got lost along the way.
On something there. So you're saying you want a guy, an avuncular, fatherly type figure to put your arm around you.
Correct.
But I would argue you need the exact opposite.
No.
Somebody that's going to come in and say, get your running stats up.
No. This team are not as bad.
So you want to feel sorry for him? Molly coddled them and don't worry.
They're so low.
Okay, we'll be all right.
No, but
they're so low on confidence.
That's not the only two options, is it? It's not just basically slam them or treat them like babies. There's a middle ground.
Yeah.
Like give them confidence.
Give them confidence.
Give them confidence.
Give them freedom, Laurie.
I will use Michael Carrick as an example.
Let Xavi Simons go and express himself. Let him do that. Let there be a connection again between the fan base and the players and the club. Let that for the next 12 games. Let that be what we're focusing on. Because let's be honest, I don't want to see no permanent manager, no long-term contracts in the next 4 months. We all know there's one person for the job.
Because I'm looking at Sky, and not obviously not you, but I'm seeing people, former players of yours, like Jamie O'Hara and 1 or 12.
We're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, they're saying, the players have got no heart. They
No,
need to
we're
rock
all
it
saying
up.
we're all saying the same thing.
Advocating for somebody to come in and say,
Listen, why don't you're talking about all of the ex-players that you've heard in the last 24 hours. Every single one of them has said the same thing. Harry will be a great option.
No, I think Harry would be a
And
good
also,
option.
Harry did take us over in 2008. Of course, it was a different time because it was 3 months into the season when we were 3 points off relegation and we finished 7th that year. Now, please.
When was the last time Harry managed though? Aren't you not worried?
No, not at all. Not at all. Why? His brain still works. He's able. He's still living life like we did. I'm a Celeb a couple of years ago. He's fine. What's the difference? Martin O'Neill is a prime example of that.
Well, no, but Martin O'Neill's always been in football.
He has always been in football. He hadn't managed for a very long time, Martin O'Neill.
Harry
had a long
Redknapp's
time
used
out.
Martin O'Neill as an example when he was speaking earlier on today.
Let him go.
Yeah, he literally said, I'd work for nothing. I'd go anywhere if someone rang me up and I'd do it for nothing. I really would. I'd enjoy it.
For the love of the game.
It's not the money. I'd enjoy going on and being around the players. I love it. Martin O'Neill has gone in at Celtic and he knows what he's doing. He's experienced, knows the game. It ain't rocket science. Get the best out of the players you've got. You've got the best out of them.
And I'm not being funny. I use Carrick as an example. Right, what he's come in and what he's done. I'm not saying he's not a good manager because I actually think he could be a very good manager. But he's come in and he said, "Boys, we're going back to basics. I'm going to play you in your right positions. 4-4-2. Move the ball here. Defend where you need to. Wingers play on the wing. Strikers play up front." It ain't
my
rocket
only
science.
issue though. You are right about that.
Ain't rocket science.
We're
trying to stay up. Okay, I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to win the Premier League. I'm not trying to finish in top 4. We're miles off it. I'm trying to stay up. And what you need to stay up is to have a togetherness. And that someone like that, a figure like Harry Redknapp, will make you will bring it all back together till the end of the season.
Could you wait until March, the international break? Because we're playing you in next week.
Well, if you're going to win the league,
time.
it shouldn't fear you a relegation team, should it?